Alright, so one type of problem that you may or may not have on the exam, but you should be prepared to have it because on the College Board's website, as for sample AccuPlacer problems, they have one of these problems, and they've also appeared in all the AccuPlacer workbooks I've seen. And that kind of problem is the composite area problem. So you really need to remember or memorize the basic formulas for the area and circumference of a circle, and the area of a triangle, as well as the Pythagorean theorem. And finally, you really need to know what the perimeter is. It means the distance around on the outside edges of a shape, and for a circle, that's called the circumference. Okay, so typically in these problems, you may not be asked to find the exact answer. You may just be asked to write an expression for the area or the perimeter of some shape. So in one kind, the strategy, they'll basically show you a weird shape and then some portions of it that are not shaded and some portions of it that are shaded. And in these problems, you're going to typically find the area by finding the area of the bigger shape and then subtracting out the areas of the unshaded smaller shapes. So, and you have to use a little deduction to kind of figure out what's going on and get beside the relevant distances that you need. So in this first problem, I can see that R is the common radius of all of those circles. So if you think about it, then that would mean this would have to be R, and that would also have to be R. So that means the area of this square is going to be 2R squared. So it would be 2R squared, right? Because the area of a square is the side length times itself. Then what would the area of this circle, this half circle up here, be? Well, once again, I think you're going to see that the area of that half circle, actually, I'm sorry, correction, I'm wrong. You're actually going to get 4R. And that's why you want to be careful when you're doing this, because that's going to be R, that's going to be R, that's going to be R, and that's going to be R. So you really get 4R for the length of the side of the square, so that means you would have 4R squared as its area. And the half circle is going to have a radius of 2R. So the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if I had a whole circle up here, I would have pi 2R squared. However, I only have a half a circle, so I would end up dividing that by 2. So that means the area of the bigger shape is going to be 16R squared, and then I think you're going to get 8 pi squared, because you're going to have, actually no, take that back. You're going to get 4 pi r squared, and then divided by 2, and 4 pi r squared divided by 2 is going to give you 2. So now I have 16r squared plus 2 pi r squared. Now I just need to subtract out 4 of the circles. Well, each circle is going to have an area of pi r squared, so if I subtract out 4 of them, I get minus 4 pi r squared. And now I can combine like terms. All right, so I can factor out an r squared, and I get 16 plus 2 pi minus 4 pi. So that means the area of the shaded region, when I combine like terms again, is going to be r squared times negative 2 pi plus 16.